Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, listen up. I've been thinking no, scratch that I've been feeling. And when you feel it, when you truly feel it, it's not just a flicker, it's a raging inferno that burns deep. It doesn't just sear your skin, it consumes your very soul. You know what I'm talking about, you've seen it, you've heard it, you've felt it. The noise, the chaos, the endless chatter, and oh, the barking. They bark so loudly, don't they? They bark like their words carry weight, but in reality they carry nothing, absolutely nothing. That's what makes them weak, pitiful. These small, insignificant beings sit in their comfort zones, spewing out words they barely understand, pretending their hollow screams have power. They masquerade as authorities, claiming to know the rules of the game. But let me tell you the truth, they've got nothing. Zero, zilch. Empty shells with louder voices than brains. And you've seen their game. You've watched them from a distance, fists clenched, jaw tight, listening to them dictate who you should be, what you should think, and how you should live. But let me ask you something, where is their strength when the storm rolls in? Where is their so-called power when the pressure rises and the world tightens its grip? It's nowhere. Because their power is an illusion, a house of cards waiting to collapse under the faintest breeze. Their words, just noise. Their threats, a desperate attempt to mask their fear, their arrogance. A facade to hide their fragility. The louder they scream, the more they reveal their desperation. They think they have control, but the truth. They are powerless, fragile, transparent. And when the heat turns up, they shatter into a million irreparable pieces. But you're different. You don't crumble, you don't cower. When the world roars, you rise. While they bark, you act. While they scream for attention, you grind in silence. And while they're busy breaking apart, you're standing firm, laughing because you know. Oh, you know the one who takes action is the one who wins. Here's the truth they scream to hide their terror. Their barking is their shield, a flimsy cover for the reality they can't face. Deep down, they're scared. Scared of the truth. Scared of their inadequacy. Scared of you. Why? Because you've already escaped the trap that holds them. You've already stepped out of their hollow world and into the arena of action. They bark louder as you climb higher. They snarl as you build stronger. And while they exhaust themselves with noise, you're creating something unshakable. You're grinding through sleepless nights. You're pushing past your limits. You're sacrificing comfort for greatness. They'll never see it. They'll never understand it. But that doesn't matter. Because while they're stuck in their endless cycle of shouting and pointing fingers, you're shaping the future with your bare hands. Your work, your sweat, your vision, it's turning dreams into reality. And when the dust settles, when their voices finally die down, it'll be you standing there, tall and unyielding. Here's the beauty of it all, you don't need to retaliate. You don't need to bark back. Every meaningless word they utter is another nail in their coffin. Every shallow threat is a step closer to their undoing. And every time they underestimate you, they fuel the fire that propels you forward. You're unstoppable, aren't you? A different breed. While they drown in the chaos of their own making, you're quietly building an empire. You're working when no one's watching, grinding when no one cares, thriving when the odds are stacked against you. And when they look up, finally realizing the depth of their mediocrity, they'll see you a force of nature. The difference is clear. While they chase approval, you chase purpose. While they cling to the herd, you walk alone. And while they waste energy on meaningless noise, you turn every moment into momentum. That's what separates the weak from the unstoppable. That's what makes you dangerous. Let them bark. Let them scream. Let them waste their time trying to tear you down. You're already past them. You're already miles ahead. And when the dust clears and the world falls silent, it's your name they'll remember. Not for the noise you made, but for the impact you created. You don't need to announce your strength, it's evident in your actions. You don't need to shout your power, it radiates from your victories. So keep moving forward. Keep grinding. Keep rising. Because when it's all said and done, the world will see you for what you are, the one who did, while they only barked. Let them bark, my friend. Let them waste their breath. Because in the end, it's your silence, your relentless, purposeful action that will echo for eternity. This is your moment. your victory, your rise. And nothing, not their noise, not their chaos can stop you now. Now go, conquer, build, create, and let the world witness the unstoppable force that you are. But you know what the most satisfying part is? It's not just that you've outlasted the noise. It's not just that you've risen above the chaos. No, it's the fact that deep down they know it too. They feel it. Every bark, every shout, every desperate attempt to pull you down is their way of screaming to the world. Look at me. Don't forget me, but the truth. They've already been forgotten. They're the fleeting echoes of a storm that never truly struck. You are the calm after the chaos. You are the relentless tide that sweeps away every false word, every shallow attempt to imitate power. You've carved a path so clear, so undeniable, that their noise can't even reach your ears anymore. It's drowned out by the roar of your actions, by the power of your movement, by the unstoppable force of your will. Let them scatter like shadows before the rising sun. Let them cower in the face of a fire they can never extinguish. They think they're the hunters, but you're the storm they can't outrun. You're the avalanche they can't stop. You're the rising tide that floods their every excuse, every lie, every weak attempt to mask their insignificance. And here's the beauty of it: you don't have to scream. You don't have to shout. Your silence is deafening. Your actions are louder than their wildest cries. While they expend every ounce of their energy barking at the world, you're stacking victory upon victory. You're building a monument so high they can't even see its peak. So, let them play their games. Let them cling to their fragile facades. Let them live in their illusions, spinning stories to distract themselves from their own irrelevance. Because every second they waste on you is a second they lose forever. And every second you spend grinding, growing, and thriving is a step further into a world they'll never reach. You are not just walking your path. You're blazing a trail that burns so fiercely it can't be ignored. You're the revolution they didn't see coming, the force they underestimated, the one who refuses to be stopped. And when the dust finally settles, when their voices are hoarse from screaming into the void, you'll be there, standing tall, silent, unshaken, unbreakable. They'll look at you not with disdain, but with awe. Because they'll realize, far too late, that you were never their equal. You were always something greater, something they could never comprehend. And that, my friend, is the moment you'll know it was all worth it. Every late night, every sacrifice, every moment you chose to rise instead of crumble. That's when you'll understand that the world belongs to those who dare to act, who dare to rise, who dare to be. So let them bark. Let them scream until their throats are raw. Let them play their meaningless games while you continue to dominate. Because when the final chapter is written, their noise will be nothing more than a forgotten whisper. And your legacy? It'll echo for eternity. And yet, the story doesn't end there. Oh no, it's only just beginning. Because while they're retreating into their world of shadows, you're charging forward into the light. The path you walk is not for the faint of heart, it's for warriors, for visionaries, for those who refuse to let the world dictate their worth. You've claimed that path. And every step you take is a declaration: I will not be stopped. They can't comprehend it, can they? The strength it takes to rise again and again, to endure the weight of 1,000 doubts, 1,000,000 fears, and still march forward. But you're built different. You don't just survive the fire, you become it. You ignite everything around you, consuming every obstacle, every barrier, every whisper of you can't, until there's nothing left but ashes in your wake. They'll try to rebuild their fragile facades, try to mask their envy with feigned indifference, but their eyes betray them. They watch you with a mix of fear and admiration, knowing they'll never possess the courage to do what you've done. They'll never know the taste of true freedom, the kind that comes from breaking every chain, shattering every limitation, and walking boldly into the unknown. And as they watch, they'll realize something that terrifies them to their core: you become unstoppable. Not because you're immune to failure, but because failure doesn't define you. It fuels you. Every stumble, every fall is just another brick in the empire you're building. An empire forged in the fires of resilience and ambition. But don't stop there. Keep going. Push harder. Dream bigger. Because this isn't just about proving them wrong. This is about proving yourself right, about showing the world, and more importantly, showing yourself what's possible when you refuse to back down. Let them call it arrogance, you know it's confidence. Let them label it madness, you know it's vision. Let them stand on the sidelines and whisper their doubts while you charge into the arena and claim your victory. Because here's the truth they'll never understand: greatness doesn't ask for permission. It doesn't wait for approval. It doesn't bow to the noise. It rises above it, transcends it, obliterates it. And your greatness in motion, a force of nature, a relentless, unstoppable wave crashing against the shores of mediocrity. And while they drown in their excuses, you'll soar to heights they couldn't even dream of. So keep moving, keep building, keep bursing, because the world is watching. And deep down, they already know who the real victor is. It's you. It's always been you. The one who didn't just survive the storm, but became the eye of it. The one who turned their barking into fuel, their noise into silence, and their doubts into stepping stones. This is your moment. Claim it. Own it. And never, ever let it go.